Okay, well, I'm here with Phoenix Blockchain today. Super excited. I've been looking at their project for the last few days and just wanted to get into talking to these guys. I have Spazitron and Hyperion with me today. So, welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having
us.
For sure. Yeah, my pleasure. Well, do you want to tell me how the backstory of Phoenix Blockchain? How I know a little bit already, but I'd like you guys to sort of give me the spread, the lore, if you will.
Hypers is good at this part. Do it.
Okay, let's do it. So, Phoenix Blockchain, it was an idea spawned amongst two projects, kind of met randomly. Rob is the big brain behind the technical aspect. Fluffy is currently becoming a technical guru as well, but those two names are how it all came to basically exist. So Golden Ratio Token, as an even further backstory, that's the community that Rob founded about 4 to 5 years ago now. And his whole premise was use the golden ratio, which is 1.6, it's like 16,000 total. I don't have it at the top of my head, but use that as a total supply for the token that he deployed on Ethereum, and the work as a community, work with other community leads, other projects on Ethereum, on other chains, to bring value to that project. As we know, the Ethereum fees, transaction fees and everything basically just fizzled it out. We had liquidity, we had an idea, and it's just the fees were just killer. So that was 4 to 5 years ago. Crypto Phoenix, which is where Fluffy is from, and Spaz as well. So Crypto Phoenix was founded as a deflationary token, also an Ethereum-based project, and they wanted to also bring value out of the deflationary aspect, right, and help the community rise up. We Burn, We Rise was actually a Crypto Phoenix motto, right? Is that right? Yeah. Spaz is Spaz came up with that. So we now use that as a show name for Phoenix Blockchain. But anywho, Crypto Phoenix, GRT, they meet in a weird way. It was on CoinGecko. Fluffy was complaining about not being tracked or something, and then Rob is a moderator on CoinGecko too. So it's like, well, let me help you with some stuff, and then needless to say, Crypto Phoenix got tracked, but equally, Fluffy was like, well, can you build me a gas tracker bot? So just a bot that tracks the gas, because, that was a thing, and it still is a thing in Ethereum, is when is the gas lowest to buy into a project, do any transactions, deploy NFTs, et cetera, et cetera. So they met, and they said, after building that bot, they were like, well, why not we just take Ethereum and just do it better, right? Like, maybe we can just not have the same crazy transaction fees. We can scale it just like Ethereum. Use it. It is an EVM-based blockchain, Phoenix, and we have a set limit, which is equivalent to 0.000221 Phoenix right now. So it's very fraction of a Phoenix, and plans to keep that at a low in future forks as well. We always want to stay way under $1, unlike some projects, because we look for blockchain for everybody. We want developers to have somewhere where they can come and deploy their projects, not have to worry about having to fund some crazy amount of money to even just deploy the project, right? Put that money in liquidity, lock that up in liquidity instead. Work on your community advertising, whatever it is that you're working on, NFT project or a token that has some kind of a reward, kickbacks or whatever. Work on that part instead of trying to fund just to make the project viable on a blockchain. So that's where Phoenix Blockchain came from. That's the goal. That's the mentality. That's why we any developer that's interested in, we constantly look for connections, partnerships, growing the chain. We do developer bounties. We're coming up on another developer bounty, but the whole point is make it extremely low fee and easy for you to build something like a metaverse and not worry about a helmet, equipping a helmet and paying, $50 to get that helmet on your character. It doesn't make any sense. Who's doing that? Why are you doing that? But that's where we came from.
Very cool. Awesome. So you're a EVM. It's like a fork of Ethereum, right? Or like
Yep.
a layer 2.
Layer 1. So we are EVM-based blockchain compatible as well. So what that means is if you have Ethereum wallet address, you can have the same wallet address for Phoenix blockchain. You just have to add us as a custom network in MetaMask. Or if you use RYI Pay, which is one of our partners, they already integrated us fully, so you don't even have to add any custom network.
Nice. So is it live now then?
Yes, we're coming up on almost a year now. So November 12th, that day, will live in infamy. I've always wanted to say that. So November 12th of last year is when we started, when we had a fair launch. All of our community members between GRT or Crypto Phoenix were given fair notice multiple times before, and then we created node holders out of those that were interested in renting a data center server, and the mining has been through that front. So everyone's been mining collectively from the two communities and off of socials, anyone that we, like AMAs or anything like that we have new holders come in from November 12th.
Nice. So they can mine, and still we're mining just like the good old days in Ethereum.
Yes, but not GPU. We tried to make it more fair. What that means is it's a closed network. So if you have the rental, everyone has the same chance across their servers as long as they meet the requirements of 16 gigabyte RAM. That's for our purposes of the stuff that we have on there, and then also the 2 terabyte storage. And we need that because all node holders contribute to a cluster for the IPFS. I can go over that now, later, whenever. IPFS, Interplanetary File System. So it's CPU mining. We have everybody across the board the same. And as long as you're a node holder, you contribute, you help with the security of the blockchain, you verify transactions, and you get rewarded with Phoenix.
That's
Can I do a little,
cool. Yeah,
a little story here about when we first started having questions about Ethereum? A project that I was close to, small project, they were doing cool. They had about 1,000 holders. And the guy said, just as a nicety, he's like, oh, cool. How about I mint 1,000 NFTs and just send one to each holder for free? He realized that the transfer fee for an NFT at this point was it was at the peak. So it was hovering around $10. And he's like, I want to do this, but I don't want to shovel out 10 grand just to shoot an NFT to all these holders. And so that's a big reason why we wanted to have as close to a fee-less chain as possible. So for not only for the gaming aspect, like Hyperion covered, like, you know, every transfer fee needs to be as close to free as possible. But just for community stuff, free stuff, you want to hand out NFTs to people. You want to make NFTs to celebrate an anniversary of the token. You want to make NFTs to celebrate certain milestones. We wanted communities to that's really the center of this blockchain. It's built for communities, not for miners.
I like that. Yeah, so it can get pretty unfair if you do certain other things, but with your closed network, it's sort of a more like an intimate feel with the developers. So it seems like if I had a project and I wanted to launch, not only would it be a little more closer to the development team, which is good for a lot of reasons. I think you'd be able to sort of guide me through that, right? Because I'm kind of a noob when it comes to mining and project development.
Yes. So so let's say you wanted to become a node holder. We cap everyone at 3 nodes total. No one can have more than 3 nodes to keep it more fair, because we understand that people.
Is that like a validator, or is that similar to being a?
Yeah. So so you're validating transactions, and you're also upholding the security of the network, because as we have heard in the past, if someone can own 51% of the network hash rate, then they can start fiddling with stuff, right? Right. So more reasons why we have a closed network. And now I don't remember what I was going to say. So,
well,
go ahead.
Would you ever be able to switch to open if you got big enough?
So yes, and I've actually commented on that a couple times with other people that have asked, because if we ever have an issue like Solana does, we can always switch over to GPU mining if we need to verify millions and millions of transactions that we weren't ready for, or something in bulk happens, and at a flip of a switch, just here you go. And we have people in our community that are also ready with their GPUs that would want to do that. We're not letting them do that because we want to keep it fair. Because we know that there's people that have, thousands of cards, not thousands, but maybe hundreds of cards that they purchased and they did the mining, especially in the people that we know. So they could definitely come and wreck the network for, if needed for transactions kind of thing. That's the truth, though, because they will wreck the network. It would just go, it's an average of a 12-second block time right now, since we keep it, the algorithm pushes it down to 12 seconds. But
so that's pretty slow, GPU,
right? 12 seconds, it's not that slow. I think Solana's is longer than that, if I'm right. Let me double check that.
Solana is sort of our rival at this moment. We pride ourselves on that. I hear a lot
of Solana, like you're sort of comparing. Do you know? Do you sort of have a connection to the team behind Solana, or
no.
There's no personal vendetta.
No, other than we'd like to supplant them at one point, just like Ethereum. We'd like to become the next Ethereum. Ethereum's the 10 second right now. Is about, from what I'm reading, 10 seconds to 14 seconds for Ethereum 2.0, and Ethereum 1 was 10 seconds to 19 seconds. And it's
you guys are right on par.
Right, yeah. Solana, I think, if this is right, they try to do it under a second, so maybe that's where the bogging up happens, because we just saw another network crisis, unfortunately, on their network. We want to be better than them. We look to different rivals. We understand that there's different competition out there, and we've been learning, right? I mean, we have delays in our own network as far as deployment of stuff because we see things come up and we're okay. Well, we need to readjust some stuff, kind of thing. But
that's good.
Yeah.
So, what would be the first thing you like as a new investor to your project? Obviously, start at the Telegram, but what would be the advice you would give to someone who wanted to invest in your project, and really just because it seems like obviously having your own blockchain spun up and the combination of the two previous tokens, are those tokens still tradable? Obviously, you said you kind of gave the vouchers to get into the new Phoenix blockchain, and maybe it seems a little bit like you're immersing into this new ecosystem, and it's super cool, but I just don't know where to start.
So our tokens at the moment, the two tokens, one on BSC, one on ETH, they've all been airdropped a substantial portion of Phoenix on Phoenix blockchain. So that's part A. Part B is that we are working on a governance token. That governance token is going to be it's going to be allocated to those people that are holding GRT and CPHX in the ratio of the value that they hold in the respective tokens. At that point, we are going to no longer service those tokens, as by that point they've been given substantially more than they even had to begin with. Again, if somebody wants to play with it, we're just not supporting it anymore. The contracts are renounced, at least on the ETH side, so we can't just shut it down. But if somebody wants to play with it, they're more than welcome. But we will have moved on as far as the Phoenix initiative into a different direction.
Yeah, so those two communities, as long as they're still holders, we've been taking snapshots. We have been telling them, hey, listen, we're not there yet, but GPHX is where the combination of GRT and CPHX, that's going to be the governance token. As soon as everything is deployed correctly, another snapshot, another warning, listen, community, this is another time. We don't care what you do after. If you want to dump your CPHX, your GRT on Ethereum, that's on you, whatever. I mean, I don't know if it's even worth it with the fees, but anywho, the whole point is once GRT is ready as a fully working and perfect, we want it to be not beta. We want it to be perfect in sync with our vision, which is to be a governance token of the Phoenix blockchain. Once that is all ready, then everyone that is a holder of both either or, as long as you're a holder of CPHX, you'll get a ratio of that airdrop to you. Same thing with GRT. A ratio of your holdings will be airdropped to you on Phoenix blockchain. So we don't need anything from the individual person because we have your wallet address, and it does copy over into Phoenix blockchain as well. Same exact Ethereum wallet address. So
the 0x whatever. So that's your leg. So eventually you'll have your legacy tokens left on Ethereum, your crypto Phoenix and your
Yes.
golden ratio. But as of right now, is that the only way in to
No.
Phoenix?
So Phoenix blockchain does
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I know we understand. There's a lot of like not misinformation, but maybe some confusing parts that we're still trying to completely make level. And the last piece will be once GPHX is deployed, once it is airdropped, then we can maybe change some of the verbiage on the Crypto Phoenix part and just completely, Phoenix blockchain, right? If you look at our link tree, it has all of the Phoenix blockchain, everything Phoenix blockchain, right? And if you want, I can drop that somewhere. But the best way to start would be to go into the CPHX Telegram. We're quite active there. There's an airdrop bot. You just register your wallet, which again, it's the Ethereum wallet. You just have to you have to import the network on MetaMask in order to view your Phoenix blockchain assets, but you can still just use your Ethereum address to register for the airdrop bot. Every so often as you converse, you have a random chance to get an airdrop of Phoenix coin, which is the native coin of our blockchain. You also have a chance to get an airdrop of NFTs that are already in our blockchain that are on the airdrop bot specifically. So there's I don't know, dozens of contributors that have put on artwork that is free for anyone that gets a random chance from the airdrop bot. So that is, I think, the easiest. There's many other ways that you can also go. You can go to our duck hunt game and do some exclamation point shoot to try to hit a duck, which then also yields you some Phoenix. If you're a Discordian, I know, right? That was the great part. If you're a Discordian, then you can go to our Discord and there's a faucet, so you can collect Phoenix that way. Oh, cool. If you are a trader and you want to purchase Phoenix, there's ZegX, which is a not tracked by CoinGecko and CMC just yet exchange working on that. They have the most volume for Phoenix right now, or ResPhoenix. ZegX and ResPhoenix, that would be the way to purchase Phoenix coin.
And those are your centralized exchanges.
Yes.
And then they let you send right off to your Phoenix blockchain from there?
Yes. So yeah, we are already on 2 exchanges. We also have our own DEX, but that would require you to somehow already have assets on our blockchain to use it, since it is our DEX only. Our blockchain's DEX only. So like Uniswap only functions for Ethereum side. You already have to have Ethereum in your wallet in order to use Uniswap, for instance. I know there's Wormhole and all this other stuff where you can cross and everything, but that would be a specific to Phoenix blockchain DEX that we have already. And that is FireSwap.
FireSwap. If you have any of those NFTs you want to show and post in the channel, feel free.
Yeah, sure. Actually, my avatar, if you see my avatar, that's a duck. That's one of the ducks that we were giving out. Because we do a weekly podcast on Mondays. That duck was, I think, for episode 6 or 7. If you can see my avatar. If not, I will post it separately. But
it's the fire chicken.
I have not a fire chicken. I have a duck with a Hyrulean sword from Zelda.
A Pontiac, the red Pontiac I used to call the fire chicken.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I see, okay. Fire chicken.
So, for you guys, it seems like, how many people total, you said, on the team?
So our main core group has about 12. And I say that, because we have people that cycle in and out. Everything's volunteer-based. Okay. Go ahead.
Is there, I was wondering, basically the core group, and then sort of if you have all these ways for people to get gas tokens for free, I was kind of wondering how the team is sort of able to support, financially all this growth, because it seems like you guys have really leaps and bounds over the last year.
Yeah, so anything that we have done, any kind of liquidity that comes out of anything we do, that's how we funnel or fund our faucet, our airdrop bot. That's how we fund our duck hunt game. Everything just goes back into the projects right now. We haven't done any funding rounds, IPO, ICO, or anything like that. We had an internal amongst the closest people that we started with. We had something internal as far as for servers and whatnot that we started for, but there has not been any public ICO, IPO, please fund us, go fund me, or anything like that. And we've also all been node holders, so a portion of our proceeds kind of go into the dev wallet, as we call it. There's a team wallet that is publicly displayed too. And we usually take from the dev wallet to push into Faucet, the airdrop bot, whatever needs to be re-upped kind of thing. So everything is volunteer community based. We're not planning on IPO or ICO. I don't want to do any initial exchange offerings. I've been offered. No, thank you. Not interested.
So what would be the main benefits for someone to come over to Phoenix Blockchain and start hanging out, I guess? Do you have other projects launching on your chain so far?
Well, yeah, so that's the thing. So on our chain, we have a few big ones that we have talked about. Metatech is a big one. It's an individual is making these like special toolkits that help devs launch NFT projects, things like that. We've got a few things in the works. A few people are already signed up for as soon as FireC launches, they want to launch a portion of their game NFTs on Phoenix Blockchain. Once our bridges are set up, we've got several partners that want to do a launch pair with us so that their price doesn't ping pong all over the place when their respective blockchain it goes up and down. They want to bridge out to our network as well, especially with the low gas fees.
Understandable.
FireC. Again, we're working on bridges right now and governance. So that's what we're working on now. The step 3 in the roadmap is FireC, which is powered by our IPFS. Long story short, the images are saved onto the blockchain. One of these nodes that everybody has kicked in for. So as opposed to owning a link, it's the first time with an NFT where you'll actually own the piece of media. The image, the sound, the music, the video, whatever it is.
And then cool. just to kind of comment on that, the Ethereum, for instance, uses third party like Pinata. That's where the actual images are stored, and then the blockchain pulls from there. And here, this is ownership, blah blah blah. So what we've done is our node holders contribute to a cluster. So basically, every node holder has a minimum requirement of 2 terabytes storage. That 2 terabyte storage amongst our 300 node holders. So you multiply it, you cluster it together. So there's some other parts of that needs to be used for essentials and whatnot. So we have a little over 500 terabytes worth of an IPFS currently that we're working with for our blockchain. And that's due to expand in our minds as well. So other things come from that too. But the fact that we own our own IPFS is a big thing for full ownership. And I have to get off camera, but I'll be on the phone now. Sorry about that.
Not a problem. Owning your own IPFS gives you your own sort of, would you call that your own peer-to-peer requirements, or you're sort of getting rid of your, like you said, Pinata for Ethereum, or the, that's pretty cool. I never really thought of how that would work, but it makes perfect sense.
Because again, that's been the main criticism that I've heard that makes sense logically about NFTs is you don't own the image, you own the link. If Pinata goes down, then you're stuck. With us, it's integrated into the cluster of the blockchain, right? So the image is owned by is not owned by, the image is on the blockchain. There we go. And so you're actually owning the image itself.
Yeah, there's nowhere else to get that image other than Phoenix Blockchain.
100%, you got it.
If you were going to invest in yourself what would be the first question you ask about your project?
Well, I'd ask. I'm a big long-term hold guy. I stay away from the especially the holiday themed 1 month long degen stuff. And so it's really the roadmap is what's most attractive. And then the fact that we haven't even been around for a year, we have our own DEX, it's all set. We have our own NFT staking, it's working. Our FireTools.finance is in like a pre-alpha state. It's a little bit busted, but it's working on that. And again, we've got even plans outside of what we talk about. We have 3-year plans, 5-year plans, 10-year plans. We're all still going to be here in a decade.
Mm-hmm. Are you so? You're on camera with me. Does that mean you guys are doxxed or KYC'd somewhere, or?
Hypers might have a better answer. Yeah, so I go on camera. I mean, I don't put my actual name out there. However, anyone that can take notes would have no problem finding me, and that's fine.
It's not we're not doxed fully to a company per se, but amongst the partners that we work with, they know who we are, kind of thing. We aren't out there. Hey, my name is Bob, for instance, and I live here and there. But we are fully registered in the Netherlands under Rob's real name, Rob's real identity.
Cool.
So our foundation is registered there fully.
No, I get it. Yeah, that's perfect for the space we're in. Yeah, so I'm sort of the same way.
Again, I have no problem if somebody wants to know who I am. That's fine. Like you said, we're doxxed with all of our partners. I don't stick my actual name out there because I don't feel like having 10,000 pizzas delivered to my door.
I wish that would happen.
Except for that, all the people that do that say, "Oh, I'll pay you cash when you get there."
Did you say you had a partner who was like an on-ramp or something similar to get the Phoenix token, the Phoenix or blockchain tokens?
Yeah, so we are very tight with the owner of ZodiaC exchange. They will be listed on CoinGecko shortly. There's a few things they needed to do, but we're working with them, so that's going to be a tracked exchange, which will help us out a lot. Yeah, he's a really great guy, really great exchange. We also know the people at ResFinex. Now, ResFinex does have a fee for withdrawal. Again, if someone's throwing a whole bunch of money, a $30 fee for withdrawal is not a big deal. But we really, again, the whole purpose behind everything that we do is really for the community, for anybody, whether you have $5 to invest or if you're a big baller. We want to treat everybody evenly. Yeah. Either one.
Yeah, you don't want to gouge anybody or have anybody. It sounds like your premise was to sort of get away from the Ethereum gas fee, so it would sort of defeat that if you had somewhere along the line a $30 fee or something like that. A lot of people can't really justify paying $30 for any sort of transaction in the space, and then especially people outside of the space. I know the integration for the normies, I guess we could call them, the people that aren't on the space. It's always, hey, how can we make this a one-click concept or easy for them to just use a card or their phone, yada yada. So yeah, well, that sort of leads me to my next question, I think, is so obviously you guys are Americans and regulation is sort of back and forth and very gray area for so long. I don't know how long you guys have been in space. Obviously you're vetted to enough of a degree to think about, well, what is regulation for you guys, a good thing or a bad thing, and what does that mean to you really?
Yeah, is that okay if I take this, Hypers?
Yeah, go for it.
Awesome. So I see it as I've got a libertarian streak, so there's my knee-jerk reaction is against it, but it's going to be a really big positive for us. As Hyper said, we've already registered in the Netherlands. Our senior developer is Dutch, and our senior developer is Dutch, and so he's already taken care of everything legally. Again, we got nothing to hide. If IRS wants to come over for dinner, they're more than welcome.
Well, okay, maybe. But yeah, for sure. I mean, we're working on the legal side of it. We're trying to be not under the watchful eye. And I might be breaking up a bit. I'm sorry, I'm driving right now. But yeah, the whole point was to help get the foundation involved, companies underneath the foundation, and essentially have those companies and the foundation and the governance run and let us become parts of that.
You're breaking up, Hypers.
I have a little bit of degree in Telegram gibberish, but it sounded like before he was breaking up, he was establishing the fact that you guys aren't, basically you never did the fundraise, the ICO, or any sort of public gathering of funds, and you're not collecting funds really from any of this. You're doing a stand-up job for community, and it's almost like a non-profit sort of feel to it, but it sort of makes me wonder. That's why I asked you about the regulation, because obviously there'd be a lot of coins and tokens that would have to shut up real quick after some kind of regulation. We don't know where regulation is going to go, and we don't know where it is from state to state or country to country for that matter, but we do know, there's a lot of scammers and bad actors in the space, like a lot of them. And to have that feeling where you're kind of safe in a place is super important to a lot of people. So that's kind of, I guess, what I'm trying to ask is, I think you've already answered it, but if you just don't mind reiterating how you sort of take investors' safety and community safety in mind.
Yeah, of course. And that's why we're only listed on 2 exchanges that we trust completely. So that's first of all. And now an interesting part of security is that our senior developer has been an IT expert in cybersecurity for a very long time. So he's checking everything. We also have part of our team, CFG Ninja, to give them a shout, is very intimate with us. So they look at things. We have many sets of eyes on everything as far as the blockchain security goes. So there's that. And again, we've gone through great lengths to make sure everything is legal and good and correct on the books. So we're not going to have any issues there. So that's our 2-prong approach.
And part of the thing that I'm hoping I'm not breaking up now, but part of the thing that we are trying. Okay, great. Coming in fine. So part of the reason for the delay of FireC, which is our NFT marketplace, we've been talking about this thing since the inception of Phoenix Blockchain. It was this idea of a NFT marketplace that has user experience that is very easy. We don't want like you mentioned earlier, we want a person to be able to not have to deal with exorbitant fees, and we don't want them to have to figure out a million things in order to even use our chain. So FireC has a couple interesting things to it. It has a easy mint function where if you're an artist or if you're a musician or some kind of creative contributor, but you don't have the developer or the trusted person in your life, or you don't want to worry about that to get scammed, unfortunately, which is unfortunately the way the crypto world works, right? Like, know this person, they embed something in the contract, and then all of a sudden all the liquidity is pulled, yada yada yada. If you don't have that person and you don't want to do that, we're focusing on easy mint function, which on our NFT marketplace, you can put your collection in, state rarities, put numbers in, and you're already using our IPFS at that point, and then it will deploy the collection for you, whatever it is, NFTs, tokens, etc. But that's been taking a little bit longer because of legality, especially since you asked about legality. There's a lot more intricate stuff once it comes to a NFT marketplace versus a DEX. A DEX is, non-custodial, but if you're going to start doing things like easy mint or holding someone's token, and then being more of a facilitator, then you have a lot more legality you have to go through. So to couple with that, FireC not only will be something that is user friendly, it has something that is called a watermark feature. So if you deploy an art piece, or if you're an artist that created something and you've put it to the IPFS, there will be a watermark feature that needs to be gotten rid of in order to prove that it is yours, that you have created that. So that, again, is another way to help the community with scams. And as Spaz said earlier, CFG Ninja Team, they've deployed something called a locker. So Liquidity locker for that token or that NFT project that you've now deployed. And we know it doesn't have that watermark anymore. So we know you're the contributing artist and you have these funds that may have come from a minting phase or whatever it is. Now you can go to the free locker made by the CFG team and just lock your liquidity away to once again help with all the scams and rugs that are out there. So we have we do see the scams, we do understand them, and we definitely are looking for interesting ways to solve that issue because it's a very prevalent issue, and we understand that.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, the space is riddled with scams and rugs and whatever you call them. It's still not good. You know, and it's a gamble every time you sign a transaction, really, on certain places if you don't know. So knowing that you're safe with the automation and the catering to people that don't really need any development knowledge, giving your like you said, any sort of artistic, be it media, music, visual, whatever. That's super cool. I'm just actually really impressed with how much integration is going on with your blockchain. It's like a one-stop shop. I guess you've probably heard that before.
Yeah, all-inclusive blockchain. We like to tout that up a lot.
And the fact that it's free to, well, not free, but basically, it seems you're not. I mean, Solana, and I know I like Polkadot's probably one of the worst ones I've heard is the amount they want to charge you to develop on their chain. It's insane. You know, you'd already have to have a giant venture capitalist or already be significantly wealthy to even think about developing on certain blockchains. And and that's why people end up on spaces like, you know, BSC or something. It's like they're having fun, but at the same time, if you don't know what you're doing, you're probably going to lose money. And so that's not, you know, it's not where you want to put people.
The cool thing about the foundation that us owning the DEX, right? Again, anyone can launch on Phoenix blockchain and you can import it to our, you know, to swap forward on the DEX. However, we're in charge of what gets to be in that drop down list. So if someone's a sketchy character or we've seen them before doing bad things, we have that power to say, look, if they're listed, we can't guarantee a project will succeed, but we can say that there is a project there. We can say they're going to try at the very least. So it's something.
So you have the ability to put disclaimers on, obviously.
Yeah, in a sense. I mean, if we list them in the drop down, we can at least say, look, this is a solid person. This is somebody that is at least going to do their damnedest. So,
what's the DEX address?
Fireswap.org. We'll put it in the channel, but the other thing, since we've mentioned CFG Ninja Team so often, they're also an auditing company. So they work closely with us just to make sure that all our checks and balances are there as well. And they will be providing services, and other partners of ours will be providing services for auditing. So to help with Fireswap and help with token, I guess that they're good. the word is good, sure.
Auditing is cool, yes.
If
anybody in here has if anybody has a question, don't be, you know, hesitant. Speak up or type it in chat. That's totally cool. Sorry, go ahead.
Hyper. Cool. You were saying
also 3Pay here. 3Pay is another partner. They integrated it in like a couple hours. It was amazing. Very smart individuals. Definitely pay attention to what they're doing.
Yeah, the 3Pay boys. But yeah, so you were talking about people saying like on Ethereum, somebody must be already wealthy to develop a project on there.
Not Ethereum, I guess, but
Oh, Solana. Yeah, we're talking about stuff.
Polkadot, I think, was the worst one that I've heard of. I've talked to a developer about trying to develop on Polkadot, and you basically needed some. It ended up being like millions of dollars to even for you to develop.
Yeah, that's not. Again, we wanted to make it something like you more akin to what you see on BSC. Like if somebody's got a vision, if somebody's got the ability, especially like a lot of NFT projects that are strictly art. The whole starving artist thing, right? It's like they might not have a gazillion dollars. It's like no, they have got just as much a right as anybody else. Yeah, heck, we have somebody in our team has built something. I may be leaking here, but it's really cool software that you do your drawing and then you draw all the little assets and stuff, and it walks you through how to build like a series of NFTs. It's really cool, real easy to use. So if somebody's an artist and they want to build something, but maybe they're not super technical, it makes it incredibly accessible for them.
Oh, and also if you see any glitches on the Fire swap, we're in beta still, so don't crucify us.
I'm just checking it out. Is there an easy node or easy way to put into my MetaMask, get your chain on my wallet?
Yeah, so you can go to our main website. You can go to chainlist.org. And if you're on your desktop, you can just scroll into our website, cryptophoenix.org. You can go /Phoenix, which talks about the Phoenix chain. And then there's a button literally that will just automatically add the custom network to MetaMask.
Nice.
Sometimes the button disappears. Also, beta. It's there. You can still click in that general area the button was in, and it will still add the chain, but we don't. Yeah. We're still working.
Again, that's the thing with beta. Everything is working. You might have to hit refresh a few times.
Yeah, I'll get it in there.
Excellent.
So awesome, guys. I'm like blown away. So I guess I really kind of was interested in how the two projects met up. Initially, I think if you went over it, I guess my head was going around everything so fast I might have missed how Crypto Phoenix and Golden Ratio sort of, how did you meet and how did you decide to team up and collaborate on something so in-depth and exclusive?
So we hit up the senior, our founder, the Crypto Phoenix founder, asked the founder of GRT for help making just a little gas tracking bot inside of Telegram. And that's literally where it started. It was a little, one-day project. Oh, let's make this little gas bot. Oh, hey, let's make a chart bot. Let's make a game that you can play inside of Telegram. And then, what will the reward token be? Well, we need something with no gas fee. Well, we're going to have to build a blockchain then. Oh, hey, I know some people. You know some people. And it just snowballed into where we are today.
And
idea after idea.
Yeah, and the core group is 12 people, but our original initiative was founded by something like 60 plus contributors. So we do have a big network of contributors, and we do have partners that are waiting for certain parts of the chain to be, not the chain, but other projects that we're working on for them to be highlighted. But the goal was, create something like this from the people and the networks that we've created over the years. And again, it started from a gas tracker. Why was there a need for that? There was a reason for that, right? Ethereum was going crazy, and it was like, why are we making a gas tracker bot? Just make the chain, right? Make the chain and have everything that we want. We dabbled in POAPs. If anyone's ever seen those POAPs, that's how we originally deployed our NFTs on Duck Hunt, and then that was that's like a very free network and everything on there, but we wanted everything on our chain instead of drawing from the POAPs. If anyone knows what those are, those are interesting.
That's super cool. It would be I'd like to buy, if I could buy some like random Phoenix eggs that might hatch into some kind of randomly generated crypto Phoenix would be kind of cool.
Right, so down the line. Okay, so after the governance and after the bridges and after Fire-C and after Fire Swag, which we haven't even got to yet, we are working on a game inside of the Unreal Engine that will use. Maybe you can have, if you have two ducks, you can see them not only, you can see them in 3D, which would be super cool, and then you can kind of breed them to produce eggs, which you can sell, which will have a different chance of hatching into various stats. Where there's some. It's interesting you say that because there's some stuff in the works.
The Fire Swag. What was the Fire Swag?
Right, so Fire Swag solves the problem that a lot of people have had making merch. So okay. Say you launch a token on Phoenix blockchain, and we want something in your community. So we want T-shirts, we want hats, and now you have to either source it yourself and turn your apartment into a warehouse, or you can use Redbubble, in which case you'll pay an arm and a leg. You won't really get the cut that you should be getting, and the quality is janky. So we're setting up drop shipping in a few different global locations. So say you launch Fair Tribe, Fair Tribe merch. Cool. We take care of that. We can have stuff drop shipped all around the world. We are currently vetting different vendors to make sure that they're actually quality. And it's a fun community engagement. It's definitely, it's like a B tier task right now. Obviously, the infrastructure is the most important. Everything else is more important. But that is something big that we're planning for next year.
Super cool. And you don't have
I got
to
excited.
be a crypto project. Really, you could be, say, you're a band or something, and you want to start. Well, because everyone knows ticket sales are probably going to start becoming NFTs soon. So if you want your merch to be, but purchasable with crypto or anything like that, it sounds like, would that be a feasible option for just any old?
Oh yeah. Well, the sky's the limit, right? We want to do everything and anything with crypto. And yes, and the whole point, like Spaz said, is to help communities that maybe don't have access to these resources. We understand that people are going to have their own merch line, merch stores, whatever. But this is catered to people that are interested in doing this themselves, because there are a lot of self-publishing, self-creating artists out there that would probably need something like this to jumpstart.
You think you could benefit the independent artist and the self-producing artists?
Yes, I think that would be probably the most targeted group for us, if anything. We do have a couple artists that we know and a couple musicians that we know that are just waiting for us to finish Fire-C. It's just a matter of time.
Oh, nice. Looking forward to that.
A buddy of mine.
Go ahead.
A buddy of mine he ordered a shirt from, I think he ordered it from eBay. It was Sheeb Army, but it was lacking the A, so it was Shiver Me. So we're trying to get away from all these oddly enough, we're trying to centralize the merch space in that regard.
Yeah, it sounds like, almost like you're conglomerating all these, like Etsy sort of did in a way. They have all these crafts that are done by individuals, and what they go on one place to sort of learn, like be linked up in a way.
Yeah, Hypers and I know somebody that makes very interesting light fixtures. So light fixtures might make their way over there one day.
Cool, guys. Is there anything you missed, or anything you want to throw in?
So I'll say something, I guess, and then Spaz might say something different. So the airdrop bot is free for any community. And once you have people in the airdrop bot, if they've gotten any NFTs, or if they've gotten NFTs from duck hunting, which is a small chance there too, or if you had Phoenix and you purchased some of the Fire Ducks collection, there's a staking app called Diamond Apps, and it yields you different tokens that are on chain. that are available on Fire Swap are DEX as well to trade up, kind of thing. So if that hasn't been covered, I don't think. Maybe I cut out when it was covered. Diamond Apps is our own staking platform that was created by our team for the community, for anyone that has that airdrop, NFTs, duck hunt, etc.
And you get rewarded with what for staking?
Yes. So staking those NFTs will give you either it's each different tiers. So different NFTs will give you, for instance, either emerald, ruby, sapphire, or diamond, and then those can be traded up to our native coin Phoenix through the DEX.
And those are all tokens, or the
Yes.
gemstone type of tokens?
Mhm.
Nice.
We recommend for the time being using Diamond Apps. Again, it's sort of in that space between alpha and beta, so we're recommending you use a PC. And if anything is clunky, just refresh. But it does work, and it works good. Everyone in the community has been loving getting the free the Sapphire and stuff.
I'd love some free sapphire, personally.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
The real
Come
guy
hang
too,
out
yeah.
with us.
And equally, we'll be using those tokens in the metaverse or 3D game or whatever you want to call it. It's not a metaverse game, but it's a duck hunt 3D game that it will eventually come out on our chain as well. So there's plans to expand past the text-based duck hunt to another 3D-based game, which is going to be great as well. Lots of stuff. We have so much stuff.
Yeah, you guys are getting me really pumped for anybody that is listening. And I think if I could just try to summarize and do a recap in my own words, let's connect your chain, get your chain on our wallets, and make sure you got Phoenix blockchain loaded up on your wallet. Let's go to ZodiaC and purchase some gas and get on chain and start exploring your amazing ecosystem. And maybe we can get an NFT and start staking that as well.
Absolutely. And again, the airdrop bot is free. If you want that in your community, just talk to us. We'll hook you up with Fluffy, our CEO. He hates that title, so we use it very loudly. He's the one that's in control. He has to grant admin to the bot, so it's not abused by other communities. So you'd have to make him a temporary admin. He would then add the bot, make it an admin, and then people can just register in your community. And every so often, as they chat,
Telegram?
Yes, on Telegram. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as for the people, the users of Golden Ratio and Crypto Phoenix, those airdrops are there any more, or they're all done, right?
Planned. They're not done yet. Well,
they're
the
not done yet.
GPHX. The GPHX is still being worked on. The actual new token. We've airdropped to those holders portions of Phoenix in the very beginning of Phoenix blockchain for being holders and being a part of our community. So each holder that had a certain amount of Phoenix, Crypto Phoenix or GRT got a small little airdrop for supporting us all through the years. So they got regular Phoenix native coin, but the GPHX is still being fine-tuned before that is completely deployed.
And what exactly was the GPHX, the Golden Phoenix?
So Golden Phoenix, or we don't know yet for sure, because as soon as we said that, we do that weekly podcast. As soon as we said that, people started making fake ones on different contracts, on BSC network and also on Ethereum network.
Oh my god! Oh yeah,
of
go
course.
figure. Well, whatever it ends up being, because you already have your gas token is the Phoenix native, right? And the GPHX would be
the governance token, yeah. So governance token, meaning it's going to be the one that helps the community have more influence over what happens on the Phoenix blockchain.
Perfect. And will those be tradable eventually as well, or
Yes.
can they have a liquidity?
Yeah, those are going to be tradable on Fire Swap only, though, because we don't. It's the governance token. We want people that are already familiar with the ecosystem to be holding and trading those.
Yeah, you don't want people to get on some centralized exchange and try to just purchase a bunch of votes essentially and come on chain, sway the vote and then dump them off on the exchange again would be kind of That wouldn't really make sense. Yeah, I get it. Or whatever the outcome would be. You want to make sure it's organic. I get that.
And rewarding the holders that have been with us the longest, of course. Yeah.
Cool. I really appreciate your time, guys. Coming on, talking about your project. I'm super excited to check it out. I'll definitely be digging in deeper later, and probably all this week, because there's so much.
Fantastic. If you have questions, or if anyone that watches this has questions, come to our main group. Ask all of us. We have about 10 different moderators in addition to our central team. If you have questions, we won't do the work for you for deploying a contract, but we could always assist you if you have issues or if there's something wrong. I mean, it's an EVM-based blockchain, so anything in Ethereum and BSC likely will repeat. There's just some nuances that you have to work with for deploying different projects, but don't hesitate to ask questions. I'm not a developer, so I can't help you though.
We've got people that can though. Don't worry.
Yeah, your Telegram is. It's got some really friendly people in there. It's really active. It's a cool place to be. I'm gonna pin that. I'll compile a message and pin it in here for anyone to have their basic directory of your project. And
yes, link. If you didn't get the link tree yet, that's where everything is. Link tree.
Cool.
Hey guys, awesome project. I congratulate you guys. I see you grinding nonstop, and this is one of the projects I'm actually looking forward to see it succeed. And probably I come in with a question because I'm very, obviously I know how stuff works with some EVM chains and some EVM tokens. Especially I know more about layer 2 than I know about layer 1. And oh my God, the discussion here, it's very intriguing because usually when I go to AMAs, it's like, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But here it's like very techie, and I love techie discussions. One question that I actually have here is how the liquidity pool works. Like, how do you set a value on the token that you have? Only through the centralized exchanges and based on the demand and the supply?
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no liquidity pool for Bitcoin, right? It's strictly based for native tokens. It's always going to be strictly based off of supply and demand in its purest form. Now, if somebody wants to launch a token or something over here, then they're going to have to set aside some Phoenix to create the LP pair. And as said before, the locker is free to do that if you want to launch on Phoenix.
All right, so basically right now, if somebody wants to buy the Phoenix token itself, it has to go through only the centralized exchange or participate to events and get it for free.
Yeah, and exactly. if there's some kind of secondary, we don't recommend it, but obviously something that happens, P2P trading from people that already have it. Yeah, there is Zegex would be the best place to go if you're interested in purchasing Phoenix. I'm going to repeat that just because low fees and they're just great.
And in terms of the total supplies, how much total supplies of the tokens you hold, or you don't hold any, and the token are minted basically depending on how many participants are in the node, and this is where they get it from?
So we don't have, it's not a capped supply. We're based off of Ethereum in that same kind of model where they don't really have a capped supply. But the way that it works is the node holders get rewarded for verifying the network, for verifying transactions, for securing the network. So they get a total of 1 Phoenix per block every anytime a miner finds it amongst the node holders. Because as a node holder, you're also a miner. So 1 Phoenix per block every 12 seconds. We predict it would probably take anywhere from 50 to 100 years to hit 10 million, if ever. Phoenix total supply. So right now we're about a little over 4 million Phoenix in circulating supply.
And you have halvings. This is how you are doing. You have like in Bitcoin or halvings periods, or you cut the percent. Oh, okay. Because I remember you guys, you were doing an event on your main chat where you said almost 1 year has passed since we started this project, and you guys had 2 million nodes verified or 2 million transactions. something like this?
So we have 440,000 plus transactions verified. 2 million blocks is when the first fork. Yeah, so every 2 million blocks thereafter, it'll take about a year to get every 2 million blocks, and then we'll do another fork, which will cut down the Phoenix per block mined. So again, 1 Phoenix per 12 seconds is how much, a block per 12 seconds, which yields 1 Phoenix. A UC yield 2 Phoenix per block. Next halvening in less than a year will be half a Phoenix per block. So the supply is going to dwindle in how much is being returned.
That's fascinating. That's actually, I've never really had a deep research into layer 1 tokens and layer 1 chains. I mean, actually, now it's my second question, because I see a lot of stuff that you guys are doing. It's based around the community, and I haven't seen you guys talking about any type of fees, or how are you gonna monetize? How are you gonna make profit from this? Basically, is what I'm asking.
We're all, as we've mentioned, we're all community members and volunteers. So we have been node holders as well from the get-go. Again, we're all fair because you're maximum at 3 nodes per person, per individual. How are we going to make money, or how is Phoenix blockchain going to sustain itself?
Well, I think it's a bit of both, because if you make money, then you can sustain the project.
Yeah, so the company, any kind of things like Fire Ducks we just put out, which is that's staked on Diamond Apps. Portion of that goes into the liquidity back to support the different bots, and also the liquidity for the staking app. So because the staking app is giving out certain kind of tokens which are valued at a certain amount of Phoenix, etc. So most things that we put out have some kind of give back to whatever liquidity or project that is on the Phoenix blockchain. And then the funding, we have a dev wallet that has about, if you type in PhoenixPhire, I just posted the link tree, PhoenixPhire.com. You can look at the Explorer and then just type in /accounts. It shows you all of the top wallets. One of those top ones, I think it's like number 10 or something, that's the dev wallet. That's how we pay for everything to keep it going on chain. And there's going to be different things that we'll work with. The easy mint function will have some kind of percentage that comes back that will make sure that FireC is operational. The DEX has a percentage that makes sure that FireSwap, the DEX continues. FireSwag will have some kind of a fee that has something to help that continue on, and the IPFS in the same sense kind of thing. So it's all, yeah. I don't know if that answered your question.
No, yeah. It almost half answered my question though, but it's a lot of stuff. I know it's pretty complicated, but I get what you want to say, because this is what I'm looking at here. I'm looking at if it's sustainable or not. Obviously, you guys are putting a lot of effort, and compensating the project in your pockets will be a very, very nice thing to have in the future once this blow up.
Yeah. I don't know, Spaz, do you have anything else for that?
Yeah, so we've gotten this question a lot, and I'm going to try and answer it in a different way. So we're all holders. Everyone in the core team is a holder, and so by building and stuff, it's sort of like the whole like shill your bags thing, but taken to the nth degree, right? And also, like we were. The point of this was never to generate revenue, right? That's sort of why we're different than everybody else. We have no full-time people in our core team. Everybody's gainfully employed in various different sectors. So we're here for the next year. We're here for this is a fun thing for us to. I don't know how to even phrase this, because we've gotten this question a lot, Hypers, and so I'm trying a different tact here. But yeah, we're not. Do this like as our full-time thing. We're just having fun. We're building. We're hanging out in the metaverse.
Yeah, and again, we do have bags. We've been node holders since the inception. So this is the motto of Golden Ratio Token: is bring value from nothing. Right? We're still under $1 million market cap right now. There is really not that much value amongst what Phoenix has right now. But if you're a degen, I think you like what that means. Not financial advice.
Yeah, no, definitely. I see that there is more passion for the project than there is passion for the pockets, and I like this. I just wish you guys the best, and I hope you're gonna be able in the future, as soon as possible, obviously, to manage to sustain yourself. Because as soon as you get some, how to say, as soon as you collect some apples from the tree, then you'll be willingly to plant more trees. I guess this is the term I'm using.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking of trees, we do eventually want to go to POS. We're going to let Ethereum battle it out with whatever issues are happening right now before we decide to tackle that beast. But in the meantime, we're going to stay at POW. So.
Also, if anybody listening is a small business owner and they would like a way to accept payment in crypto, Vlad, feel free to drop your link in the chat.
Thank you very much for shilling. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, definitely, man. We really want to work with you guys for the future, and everything that you guys do and we do, I just want to be in the same bucket. So yeah, we are proud to have you guys as the first chain partnered with FreePay, and we're looking forward to develop together.
Absolutely, you guys rock.
Cool. So Vlad, are you the ramp guy, the off ramp guy?
Yeah, well, kinda. I'm the I'm the CEO of the Fate project. I think here in the chat is Gilded as well. I don't know if he's still on or not because he was very, very busy. But yeah, we partnered with Crypto Phoenix for the FreePay application. FreePay is like a social platform, but also a payment platform as well. So it's a bit of both. Obviously, if you want to know more, let me know and I can drop you the link for short tutorial about how it works. But yeah, we just want to on-ramp people in the crypto space, in the decentralized crypto space actually, because we're focusing on building on the decentralized space rather than the centralized space. So everything that we do is just acting as a middleman between a person and the MetaMask and the decentralized wallet actually, because we work with any type of RPCs in FreePay.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Definitely good people to talk to. Definitely good people to have on a show. We had them on a We Burn Re-Rise podcast episode, and very intelligent group. So highly recommended.
When do you guys do your shows?
Mondays.
We do them at Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're thinking about bumping that back a few hours because we've had way more interaction on YouTube than actually during the chat. So we're thinking about bumping it back. But for the time being, it's at 2 p.m. Eastern on Mondays in our main chat.
Cool. I'll be checking that out. We can all hop into, is that in your Telegram chat then, I'm assuming you mean?
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Lots of good stuff, guys.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm going to skate out. This was fantastic. I'll be looking forward to chatting with you as well. So thank you, guys.
Yes, I had a good time as well, and I think we've hit everything we need to hit. So thank you so much for hosting us.